shares her feed receives a greater second helping. The hen who shares her feed receives a greater second helping. The hen who shares her feed receives a greater second helping.
I need to dry off.
I feel like I've just had a long bath in a cold lake.
Bloody floods! We can't pass through here.
Blast! And me without my swimming trunks.
ablaze! My friends? Meet your demise!
Time to get your feet wet.
I'm drenched. I'm dripping.
Staff of Justice. Evil from my blood! Oh, I'm dripping! Spirits of serpents offer your protection.
Into the fray once more!
I sing the body electric.
My target dances in shadows. Back on my feet again.
I needed that. On the mend.
As good as a new penny. I feel better already! I needed that. Back on my feet again.
I'm growing too accustomed to the sight of corpses.
If we do our job, these will be among the last we find.
What's going on in there? It sounds awful.
Shut your mouth, bro. Get back in there.
You can do what you like with us, you monsters!
Shut
Justice
your
will
mouth, bro.
find you
Shut
in
it
the
for
end!
you. Get back in there.
Sodden all the way to my boot soles!
Oh there, a word of warning, wanderer, afore you continue on your merry way. See these corpses here? Be a good fellow and take them as a hint that this town isn't the pastoral little paradise it once was. Immaculates, orcs and humans both, have taken Hunter's Edge. Its villagers are now slaves in the mines to the west, or they've been bled dry of their last drop of life, reduced to mere fuel that must light the wicked candle that is Bloodstone. Long as you live in the limbo between coming and going, though, why not have a look at what I have to sell? You'd be surprised to see what a scouring skeleton can gather together in a dying town. Yeah! Well, don't go round angering immaculates if you want to keep your vitals intact. Though perhaps it won't be very long before they have a stab at one another's vitals instead. I have the feeling there's trouble brewing between the orcs and the humans in there, and who can blame 'em really? Just ain't natural for 'em to consort, I say. Only good orc... Well, you know how the phrase goes. Can't say I remember who I was before the change came over me, but these days I'm a travelling trader of sorts. There's an immaculate necromancer in the village ahead. She's the one who brought me back from, well, wherever I was. She's an especially bright one, you know. Most necromancers can only revive a dead corpse into an animated one, but she manages to yank back some semblance of consciousness too. I don't remember much, but the thrill of trade certainly calls to me. Maybe I was a merchant in my former life. Who knows? These days, most undead are busy haunting Sicil or picking the way in the Lucula mines. But I keep a low profile and stay out of sight. Haven't been bothered by an immaculate yet, and I hope to keep it that way. My, how did a spleen get lodged in here? I don't mess around these immaculates.
Feeling hot under the collar?
Toasty!
I'm warm as fresh apple pie.
An intact finger.
I hope your quest fares well, dear hunter.
I'm drenched.
Hey, you! Come on, time's a wasting.
Now I missed my nose.
Hey, you!
Must smell like
Come
delicious
on,
spitworms round here.
time's a wasting. Hey, you! Come on, time's a wasting.
My, how did a spleen get lodged in here? I don't mess around these immaculates.
Hey, you! Come on, time's a wasting. Hey, you! Come on,
Is that one of
time's
them
a
lovely
wasting.
Baywater belts? Oh, no, false alarm. Just a few yards of intestine.
Hey, you! Come on, time's a wasting.
Ah, yes, that was a small fib on my part, I'm afraid. Zandalor is known as the Keeper of the Source, after all. And I didn't know how Source hunters would react to my association with such a colourful character. I'm watching on with weary eyes how the Immaculates strike again. They've gone from shedding blood among their own to recruiting orcs and cutthroats to do it for them. From what I can tell, the village of Hunter's Edge is this cult's most wretched victim.
Come on, time's
It was once a
wasting.
quiet sort of village. Families and small-time merchants mostly. Recently, it was targeted by a tribe of orcs waving the Immaculate banner.
Time's a wasting.
Their leader, Grutilda, is known far and wide for her cruelty and cunning. She oversaw the murder of countless villagers and used their blood to fuel a great number of bloodstones. Once they were dead, they were reanimated as undead corpses and sent to work in the mines of Lucula.
Time's
By
a
order of Leandra, the orcs were joined by a tribe of humans from the northern peaks of Tanneroth. A band of male warriors are they, and they devote allegiance to their leader, Jarl. Jarl arrived with his own formidable supply of bloodstones, which means his tribe has been operating under directions from the conduit for some time. Where once they ransacked for base pleasure and material gain, now they do it by the will of the goddess. These are far from the blindly devoted Immaculates of Silverglen, however. The orcs and the humans here alternate between bitter fighting and hostile peace. Personally, I believe they're best exploited through their rivalry. Get them to fight each other, and you can stand on the sidelines and warm yourself upon the flames.
Hey,
He has a residence at the far end of town. Though I have my doubts he's having people over for tea now that the Immaculates have landed. Know that Zandalor is wily, so beware. If a wizard doesn't want you in his home, you'll know it. Pity the intruder that heedlessly tries to waltz his way into that dwelling. Nevertheless, his house is the very place you'll want to search. The accumulated knowledge stored there is quite phenomenal, and beyond a doubt one of Leandra's most urgent pursuits.
Hey, you! Come on, time's a-wasting.
You can speak. You don't look like a tribesman or orc, but I suppose I can't be certain. Then again, I've never heard of a dark soul gifted with the speech of the wild. Jinxica is my name, and until recently I lived a placid sort of life among the people of Hunter's Edge. The baker might leave me a bit of milk left over from this breakfast. The barkeep stroked my back between filling